We are live Tuesday from the Juicy Whip Studios in Midtown Glendora, California. Pride of the Foothills. I am the Bud Knocker. I will be your host for the evening as my son has taken ill this week.
Pussy.
Sissy, right? Walk it off. That's what I said about walk it off. But apparently he's pretty sick. That this is the one thing he really looks forward to every single week, so he must be sick.
I'm one of those pussies.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're not here, John.
Right? All right, we already know that, dude. You don't have to call in and say that, but so we'll try and wing it. This is my third attempt at leading the parade here. First one didn't go so well. Actually, it went okay. Second one with Ed Detloff went pretty damn good, I must say. And tonight, I'm here with my boy Renee on the ones and twos. Who will have definitely a bigger part of the show tonight.
I like crunch on my weenie.
But of course, it's entertainment, man. Do whatever we can to get through these 2 hours right now.
Right.
But and on the other mic is my other son, Giants fan, a.k.a. Daniel, a.k.a. Dan Burlington.
Oh, what a mighty fine evening.
How are we tonight, Mr. Burlington?
Doing good. I just came back from a paintball tournament in Las Vegas. So
that's right. How was your weekend?
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us about
Look
it.
at that queuing.
Nice segue.
We destroyed in the semifinals Friday, Saturday. We went 3-0-1. We tied a game.
Very nice.
But as you all know, a tie is way better than a loss as far as the point standings. Sunday, we're up 3-0. It's a race to 4, so you can mercy someone 4-0, or if you win by 4 points. So if it's 5-1, you win. We ended up losing 5-4.
Oh, you went Clippers.
Yeah.
You went Clippers Rockets on them, huh?
Man, we just couldn't adjust. They scouted us the day before, and we were up, and then they outplayed us. We couldn't adjust. But man, I got 1,000 stories. We could sit here and I could just talk about 1,000 stories from.
Yeah, but that's for another day. Enough
Jesus.
about paintball.
Yeah.
No. So what is a race to 4? I mean, how is this
so
scored?
a race to 4.
What is this? Like capture the flag
well,
for those who don't know?
We're playing in the NXL, which is basically the NFL of paintball.
Uh-huh.
It's a race to 4. You're basically on a 50-yard football field that's cut down the middle. The bunkers are mirrored, so you have a 50-yard line, and the bunkers are mirrored on each side.
Right.
And you play split deck, so you're with 2 other teams that are playing at the same time. So you have 15 minutes per team. So you play a point, and then the other team goes on and plays a point, and then you're on right afterwards.
Right.
So it seems like you would have time to rest, and it seems like it's not hectic, but a point can last 4 minutes, or it can last.
Now, how do you
20
score a
seconds.
point? You capture the other flag, or you get everybody out, or what?
They did away with the flag.
Oh, okay.
So instead, at the starting gate, basically it's a 5-on-5 elimination, and then at the end, whoever's left for each team, the person goes down to their starting gate and presses a buzzer. The ref overlooks you, your entire equipment and stuff, to see if you may be hit or something like that. If you're not, the point's approved, and then that's how you score.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I mean, I think I know the rules, and I'm just trying to get, Daniel's very into this. He spent a lot of money. He travels around. He does this a lot, so that's why we're giving him some time here on the show to explain this. But as I recall, you got hosed because if the player that back then takes the flag, but if the player who touches the buzzer upon inspection is found to have paint on him anywhere, that team is disqualified for that point.
So it's a minor penalty. So say we have 3 people alive. This is just hypothetical. So you have 3 people alive. You have one person go hit the buzzer.
Right.
He's found to have been shot
or
been hiding a shot on him. It's a minor penalty. So he's out. They pull another one of your players out that's still alive on the field, but you're still left with one more player that can go tap the buzzer again. So you're not completely screwed. Your players that are still left on the field at the end of the point are still live players, so they can still
so let me ask you this, and we'll get off this subject because I can hear the things clicking off, and Josh is speed dialing the phone right now. Shut up!
No, it's all sports. I want to get into March Madness, so go ahead. Go ahead.
But you guys who haven't played paintball and this stuff, it really is pretty cool. So let me ask you this. Let's say that there's 2 people left on the field, and the guy that touches is found with paint. He's eliminated. The one guy left is eliminated, so you end up losing.
It's a no point.
It's a no point.
So you would just come out for your next point and play. So
interesting.
Which sucks.
So that's what you did, right?
Yeah.
Well, all paintball.
I hate that
all the time on the Sportscast.
That's like the biggest dick punch you can get is playing that music.
All right, give us a call if you want to talk paintball. 818-435-8423 or anything else that's on your mind. Give us a call. Be part of the show. You know we love it. We'll pick up the call. We don't screen. We just bring you in. Bring us some action. Renee.
Yes.
What did you do this weekend?
I had a pretty mellow weekend. I didn't do very much. Just watched some movies at home, and that's pretty much it. Just chilling. This Friday, I'm going to go see David Gilmour, the guitarist for Pink Floyd, at the Hollywood Bowl, man. So
now, is this going to be, the Hollywood Bowl, so that's not really a surround stadium like he did the Wall and all that.
Right.
So is he going to have the same type of theatrics?
You know what?
At the bowl, or
I
is
don't
it just
know.
gonna be music or what?
You know what? It's going to be his entire show. I've seen Roger Waters twice.
Right. Okay.
And he didn't have that big of a show, but I'm hoping that this is going to be like. Well, The Wall was a theatrical show.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It was one of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
Huh?
But I'm sure that he won't disappoint. You know, he's going to have laser light shows and everything like that. So.
Now, how many members of the actual band are going to be there? Or do any of them play in his band?
Of Pink Floyd?
Of Pink Floyd
No.
playing David Gilmour's band? So.
No. Well, Rick Wright, the keyboard player, is dead.
Well, he won't be there.
He won't be there. And I doubt Roger Waters will be there. And I doubt Nick Mason will be there. So it's just going to be him. I'm sure he'll play some Floyd. I really hope he plays like Money. You know, all the hits, man.
Oh,
this
yeah,
one,
for
Run
sure.
Like Hell.
Run Like Hell. It's the one I said was my favorite.
yeah,
I dig
yeah.
that one. You cranked that bad boy
I
up.
will. We'll play it at the break.
That's nice.
But I got that going on this week, and that's pretty much it, man.
Oh, where you sitting, man?
Yellow. What's
You
that?
Are you doing the whole lunch, dinner thing, or are you sitting in the back on the hill, or what? Where are you sitting?
We're in section E, but we're fourth row of where we're sitting.
Nice. Okay.
So the section
That's
that
good.
we're in, we're fourth. Yeah, four
Very
rows.
nice.
So we're probably gonna take public transportation down there, because we don't want to drive and pay all the parking and stuff like
Right.
that. You know, because we're gonna be drinking and stuff. So
Very, very tough.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, the Hollywood Bowl is one of the most iconic places in Hollywood to see a concert. The Beatles played there. Everybody who was anybody from classical music to John Williams, who did all the Star Wars themes, this and that. The Hollywood Bowl is an iconic place to see a show.
Probably be my fifth time there. I've seen Santana there. I've seen Tom Petty there. I've seen Steve Miller there. I've seen Aerosmith there. And now I'm going to see David Gilmour there.
Very nice. Very nice. You know, you got the California sunset as it goes down. I mean, I think one of the most comparable things, not the actual setting, but as far as the atmosphere and the sun and the weather would be maybe Red Rocks. The concerts that they have in Colorado.
Right.
Same kind of vibe, same kind of scene.
Never been there.
Really
It's
cool.
a great venue, though.
That's what I hear. I'd love to go see a concert there. It looks fantastic. It's
Yeah.
an amphitheater that looks like it's set into the mountain itself. So that was cool. As far as my weekend, I went to Laughlin this weekend.
Ooh, okay.
I hadn't been to Laughlin in.
It's fun out there.
2 weeks.
No, used to go quite a bit. No, I've been to Laughlin probably like 20 years. Went and stayed at the Colorado Bell. We went there because my wife was comped and blah 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 to see Vince Gill, the country singer. Show was great, so went to see the show. But boy, I mean, if you ever want your ego boosted, if you're about my age, like 50, 56, 57, and you want to go feel real good about yourself, go to the Colorado Bell for a weekend. Literally, I was the most in shape, youngest looking person ever. If you put a casino in the middle of an old folks' home, you have the Colorado Bell.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
That's what I was shaking. That's what I was saying. But just old people, walkers.
Yeah.
And God bless them. Hey, no problem. You're out there still doing your thing, drinking, partying, gambling,
That's the
whatever.
spot where all the old people
right?
go,
But
yep.
holy crap.
How are the rooms there? I've never stayed there. I've gambled there.
The rooms were run down.
Yeah.
It was old.
It's an old casino.
It was showing his age. But what was really cool is it was St. Patrick's weekend.
Okay.
So they had live Irish entertainment out there right, they're on the deck and the river's right behind them. So that was pretty cool. Some pretty good musicians, some pretty good music. Weather was fantastic. So
nice.
All in all, good food, good weekend.
Cool.
Really nice
Did you
weekend.
drink
So
any green beer?
you know what? I was waiting for the green beer. I drank beer, but it wasn't green. I was
Right.
kind of like, what's up?
Yeah.
But I had some bangers and mash.
No, there you go.
Had me some corned beef and cabbage.
Okay.
That just
you
sounds
know,
gross.
Some fish and chips. It's good stuff.
It's actually pretty good.
I mean, God, like bangers and mash.
It's just
Who
sauce-
came up with that
it's
name?
It sounds like two cops.
I know.
It's bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash. Live on
I got
10.
Proto chimes in and says, "It was my birthday yesterday. I've been drunk since Friday. Hashtag my weekend."
Attaboy.
There you go.
There's our fans right there. Well, that'll do it for What was your weekend like? Let's jump into the NFL. There's a lot of news out there. We got some free agents. We got some rule changes. Thank you for the music, Renee. I really appreciate the backup music right there. You know,
I'm looking for it. 'Cause Josh usually has that music.
Oh, he has it on his board?
Yeah, he has it on his
Okay, well,
board.
put me something in the background. I feel like I'm alone on a desert island right now. Give me something. But anyway, the NFL approved some rule changes today, and I think Daniel and I are kind of like on the opposite sides of a couple of these. But they first we'll talk about the elimination of all chop blocks, which I guess includes anything on punt returns. I think was pretty much. But anytime you block a guy below the waist, it's going to be a penalty. What do you think, Daniel? Do you think they're going too far?
No, I agree with that. That stupid ass chop block just ruins people's careers, in my opinion. And the whole thing too is that, like, I always tell this with people with defensive backs. It's like they're already at a disadvantage because the receivers are running forward. You have to run backwards. You're already at a disadvantage. The defensive linemen now, like, they can stand up now. They don't have to be in a 3-point stance when they're coming in. Mm-hmm. Most of them. But on the same end, yeah, it's good because it's not gonna. There's gonna be less injuries, but it's gonna be a lot harder for offensive linemen to block now. Because that was a pretty big, package in their arsenal, is be able to just get someone on the floor. I already did my job. Hopefully the pass got off, right? But now the offensive linemen aren't going to be able to use that, and that was a weapon for them.
Well, I think they had already legaled the interior chop block, where if you're engaged, up high blocking with a defensive lineman and another player hits him low, that was a penalty. Chop blocking as the wide receiver crashes down on the defensive end or a linebacker on his blind side and,
that was so
and
fun
chops
in high
his
school.
legs out, right?
Yeah.
Well, that used to be fun if you're a receiver.
Yeah,
that's
the
most fun thing because you sure shit don't want to take them high,
if
right?
If you're on a running team, yeah, that's the best for you.
So I get, player safety and all that. I guess I guess it's a good rule because if I'm a lineman or even a linebacker and I'm chasing, and we saw the cheap shot hit against the Packers. The Packer lineman, I forget who made the hit, but it was against the Packer lineman a couple years ago where he was chasing an interception and he just got chop blocked and he was out for the rest of the year. Was it? Oh, by Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
I think it was Ndamukong Suh against one of the Packer linemen and took him out on a stupid, dumb play. I think what eliminates is a lot of fear, a lot of knee injuries, a lot of hip injuries, a lot of broken legs. Those kind of things, because now if you're chasing, you don't have to worry about getting chopped in the knees and that ending your career. I mean, if they're going to stop the head blows, they need to stop that particular kind of block. So I'm in favor with that one, just like you are.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another one, which I'm kind of iffy on. They expanded the horse collar rule, to include the nameplate on the jersey. Now, every rule in the last, let's say, 15 years has aided the offense. Most of them. The defense can't grab, they can't touch, they can't block, they can't blah, blah, blah.
And that's designed, in my opinion.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Points put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
Right? It's an offensive game. The defense wins championships still in this day and age, but it's an offensive game as far as the regular season and everything like that goes. Fans want to see touchdowns. Fans want to see points. Not to the point of the Arena League, but they still want to see points. So my problem with this, though, is if I'm a defensive back and I'm, just trying to chase and grab onto anything, and I grab his jersey, it's not the same as grabbing his shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
In my opinion, the jersey, yes, it's going to yank him down and what have you, but come on, man, I got to grab something. You're taking everything away from me as a defensive back. I can't hit low. I can't hit high. I can't target. I can't touch after 5 yards. Well, what the hell? Now I can't even tackle by grabbing his jersey. So I grab his jersey. You know what? If you want to do this is my solution. And back in the day, you're not old enough to remember. Renee, you might remember some of this. But back in the day, they had tearaway jerseys.
Yeah.
Where if you grabbed the jersey, it just ripped off the guy completely.
Kind of like I call those Hulk Hogan's.
Exactly. I mean, there are games where players went through 4 or 5 jerseys in a game, but to me that's a lot safer than grabbing, making it a penalty and what have you. If you want to just say, okay, if you grab the nameplate, well then make the nameplate terrible. Tearaway.
Yeah, and to your point, they're trying to make the defensive backs play a perfect game in a game that's so like a bang play. Like, it's impossible for when you're in a play, I remember nothing was going through my head except tackle the guy.
Grab something.
And now it's like, okay, I can't hit him in the head. If I don't hit him with my shoulder, it's a penalty. If I do this, if I do that, I can't do
is
this.
He defenseless? Is he
Yeah,
not
is
defenseless?
he not
Did he catch
defenseless?
the
Like-
ball? Is the ball too high?
They're wanting players to have this run through their heads, and that's not how it works.
No, it's not. It's
And
just you play.
I don't like this one. In my opinion, they should just go back to just the caller. That's it. I mean, really, the nameplate, like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if that's what you're talking about, here's my solution to
Give
this.
me something.
Well, think about this. Okay, the name is right in the back of the shoulder pads, right?
Yeah.
So V cut the back of the jersey, right? And Velcro the son of a bitch on, right?
Yeah.
So if the cornerback or whoever's chasing grabs onto that, he comes up with a piece of fabric, right?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like in motocross, the visors. You know how they have like 10 stacks of visors?
Oh, yeah,
that
horse
their
racing too, yeah.
And they can kind of rip that off.
Mhm.
You could almost put, to your point, you could almost put like a couple of the nameplate tags off. So if you rip that off, he's down where you were to rip that off. You could do something like that, but like I
no,
said,
that's a little flag footballish. To me, that's a little too far. He's down.
yeah, but you're already making it so hard for them to tackle him.
No, I understand that, but if your object is strictly to the point of safety, then okay, you come up with a handful, not the whole jersey, just that one spot, just Velcroed on, and, hey, you came up with a piece of jersey, you missed a tackle.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
That's what I was trying to say, not put like 10 stacks of them. Yeah, have something that can rip off or something like
right,
that. Yeah,
and you just
exactly.
drop it,
Yeah.
they back in the huddle, slap it back on you,
I mean,
and you're
that's
good
such
to go.
a vague word in football, is safety.
Right?
Your whole job is to just
It's to kill.
people. Yeah.
Right. It's an oxymoron if
Yeah.
ever there was one. Okay, they also made permanent that the extra points will be placed where they have been on the 15-yard line.
I think they should come back a little further, honestly.
See, well, you can't go to a 50-yarder. I mean,
No,
come
I
on,
can't go
man.
to a 50, but like,
I think they accomplished their goal. They went from 99% made to something. I think Renee. What was it?
probably around 70.
It was no. I think it was in the low 90s. I don't think it reached the 80s, but it was enough that if you watch the extra point, there was a chance that he could miss it.
Yeah, I'd rather. It's just still so easy. I mean, if a kicker can kick a 55-yard field goal, that's a PAT. Like that's nothing.
Yeah, but a point after touchdown. I mean, what happened in one of the playoff games? Was it one of the playoff games? The guy missed the extra point and changed the complete complexion of the entire game.
Do you like the extra point? And you've been watching football for a long time. I mean, do you really? I mean,
No,
it's like,
I think
they're kicking the extra
No,
point.
I
Like,
think
who cares?
I think you should have to go for 2.
Yeah, I like that. You want to put butts in seats? That
Right.
makes it a lot more compelling.
A 1-point conversion from the 2-yard line and a 3-point conversion from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that would be
Let's go
fun
balls
to watch.
out. Well, my contention. I've always said this. I think field goals should be eliminated. Period until the last 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah,
Go for it, you pussies.
yeah,
Right?
it would be
The object
interesting.
is to put the damn ball in the end zone. Go for it. Right? If you don't think you can make the field goal, then you punt. And you bring back the punter, putting the ball inside the coffin corner instead of punting it through the gosh darn end zone all the time.
I think just the people in the NFL head office are like Illuminati conspiracists. And they have to have 7 points all the time because it's like the perfect number,
Well, now we have to shave points here.
Yeah.
A lot easier
Yeah.
to shave point on that 2-point conversion than extra point.
Yeah, it is.
So, let me see. What was the other one?
There was one rule. Give me 1 second. I have it right here. With the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, yeah.
So if you receive 2 unsportsmanlike now this didn't pass.
Right,
It's
they're
still
waiting. It's on
still
the
in
table still.
delegation, but yeah, it's still on the table. But if you receive 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, you are ejected from the game. How do you feel about that?
I like it. I like it. People are going to say some I'm sure you're on the other side. But I like it because it's going to eliminate some of this stupidity. You get a freebie on the first one. And if you're stupid enough to get a second one in, now, yeah, players are going to try to goad other players into this. But, I mean, if you're just one of those players who likes to take penalties, who badmouths, does stupid shit, uses the words to the referees, bumps people, does the stupid thing that your guy on the Giants did.
Oh, yeah.
Beckham,
Yeah, just
right?
kick the ball.
And
for
and
no
Sue
reason.
and guys like this. Perfect. They don't need these guys in the game. If you want to act a fool and you want to act stupid, we're going to give you that unsportsmanlike. Now, the other team obviously is going to try and bait you and this and that, but that's all part of the game. It's part of hockey.
Yeah.
It's part of any
a
game.
bait.
Do you feel
And-
the same way about baseball and bat flips? Because there's been a whole big uproar with, Goose Gossage and stuff calling out players and saying how they don't respect the game anymore.
I want to
because of
comment
bat
on
Well,
flips
well,
and stuff.
I think
We'll talk about that
Yeah,
more in
we'll get
baseball.
there. We'll get
but
there.
a rough answer to you? No, I don't have a problem with it. But we'll
And,
talk about that a little more.
Donald
when we get
Trump.
to baseball.
Donald Trump actually came in on Twitter and said all these new hashtag NFL rules are ridiculous. Why do we always have to change things in sports? It's the pussification of America. Just kidding. That was Josh Pacheco.
Well, you know
And
what?
I agree to an extent. It's just like you're trying to change so much about the game. Just let them play. Like, people are going to get hurt. There's going to be dementia and things like that because of hitting. Like, you can't you're trying to control an uncontrollable sport. It's
Right, it's mayhem. It's like
It is.
it's like war, and I'm not trying to disrespect. Don't go, it's not war. I'm not disrespecting soldiers. War is a horrible, awful thing, and believe me, I've lived through a whole bunch of wars. I've seen a lot of film of caskets, and I'm an anti. Wars are stupid.
And-
But, I mean, there's some that need to be fought. But anyway, I'm getting off track. What I'm trying to say is you make the generals sit there and they make plans, and as soon as the first bullet's fired, all those plans go to
goes all to shit. Yeah.
So just like the NFL, as soon as the ball snapped, it's fast-paced, it's reaction, and there's not a whole lot of time to think. But if you're one of those players who's just out of control, and there's out-of-control players, right? You got to stop that. I mean, we got to stop the guys doing stupid things and hitting quarterbacks low and clotheslining people and doing conscious things, because those are.
Yeah.
We got to get that out of the game. So I like the rule. What about you?
I do. I like the rules. I like the changing. I like most of them. I don't like the unsportsmanlike conduct because of the baiting that's going to occur. But you have baiting in all types of games. Hockey, especially, you bait. But
for sure.
I don't know. That I'm 50-50 on that one. The other ones I totally agree with. So and also Josh Pacheco at the real Josh Pacheco chimes in. I bet Wendy made all those people at the Colorado Bell pop a Viagra. Hashtag old wrinkly balls all over the place.
Oh, did you take the Viagra I gave you for Christmas?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, funny you should ask.
Did you actually put it to use?
It didn't work.
Oh, it didn't?
It was useless. Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't even know how old it was, to be honest with you.
Absolutely and completely useless. Seriously.
Wait, your penis was? What
No.
are you talking about?
No, the pill was.
Oh, the pill was. Oh, okay.
It didn't do anything extra. It didn't do anything special. I'm very disappointed. So is Wendy. But
my
in answer to your question, Josh, we were walking around that place, and I turned to her and said, "You know what? You are the finest looking woman in this entire place. There's nobody that looks as good as you." And she goes, "Yeah, this is really good for my ego." And I was feeling really down. She goes, "But man, it just makes me want to get on the treadmill." I mean, we're looking down at the pool, and literally 85% of all the adults down there were obese. A good 30 pounds obese, 40 pounds. Just like, wow. Wow, are you kidding me? This is a little small segment of America, and, damn, honey, you look smoking hot. Let me tell you. She was reaffirmed in that. But before we go to break, a couple more things in football. Colin Kaepernick. They've shopped him around.
Yeah.
Right? They're willing to take a second-round pick, and nobody's buying. Nobody's buying. The Browns weren't able to restructure his contract. On April 1st, he gets 11.9 guaranteed. He hasn't got Chip Kelly in his corner because he hasn't come out and said, "Hey, we're keeping him. He's my quarterback." What do you think they're going to do with him?
I don't know. I don't know if he's got anything left in the tank, man. I think after his couple first years at the 49ers, people kind of figured out his spiel. And I really don't think that regardless of the offense you put him in, I really don't think he's going to be able to do anything production-wise. It's the same thing. Like, Cam Newton's been able to produce because he can throw and he can read defenses and he can make plays on the run. Now, Colin Kaepernick can, but the offense at the 49ers, they ran the option, right? It was mostly the option.
His first couple, 3 years.
Yeah, and you
kinda.
couldn't figure it out because he was so dynamic.
Right.
Now everyone's got to figure it out. As soon as you go up to line up on the other side of him, he's either throwing it or he's breaking off and running, or he's going to hand it off. Like, it's very He's very easy to read is what I'm trying to get
So
at.
what do you do if you're the 49ers, man? He's $11.9
I
million guaranteed
see-
after the first. You cut him?
I
Do you
say
keep him?
you eat it because there's no one else good on the market, and I see what Chip Kelly can do with him, honestly.
Or you
Right.
take your chance and you just retain him and see what he can do and see if he has a bounce back year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do, because if he's not willing, he's already said,
There
hey,
was talks with RG3, right? They were looking heavily into RG3, weren't they?
I don't think heavily. His name was tossed around a lot more by the media than it was by the 49ers. I don't think they were given a really serious look, because Chip Kelly coached for those years in the East against RG3. He knows what he can do. He knows what he can't do. And I just don't think that he wanted him
And he just made a decision
on
like,
this team.
yeah, I don't want him.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of RG3, the Jets and the Browns are the only two teams that have shown any interest in RG3.
What they haven't signed Fitzgerald? The
The Jets are still negotiating with
Really?
Fitzgerald. Absolutely.
The guy went 10-6,
And
you're
I think
not gonna sign
he's
him?
going to end up there. He was kind of shocked that he's still there. The only team that RG3 has visited is the Browns. They kept him for 2 days and they didn't sign him, so that says a lot. If the Browns aren't willing to take a flyer
I'd rather-
on
I'd-
RG3,
I'd
man.
rather go back to school and get a degree in accounting than go play with the freaking Browns.
So a
Screw that.
couple of free agent things. Eric Weddle signed with the Ravens.
Eric Weddle went with the Ravens?
Yes, he did.
Oh man, because I knew the Patriots were looking at him.
Right, he signed
Yeah.
with the Ravens.
I think that's good though. I think that's good. I think the Ravens could utilize him well. He's a very good player.
Absolutely.
Talking about the Ravens, there was an NFL player that passed away over the weekend, right?
Oh, he got in that car
got in
accident. A motorcycle
motorcycle
accident.
accident.
He
BMX
did
bike
pass
racing.
away?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do not recall the name, but I know the situation.
Yeah.
I did not know he passed. I knew he was in very, very, very bad shape.
Right.
So,
I'll look it up.
that's a shame. You have some retirements. You had, B.J. Raji, Marshawn Lynch, Calvin Johnson. That leads me to there's some free agents out there that are pretty old that you really don't know what's going to happen with them. You got Mark and Colson, 32 years old. Owen Daniel, 33 years old. Jason Hatcher, 33. The Freak, Dwight Freeney, 36.
Trey Walker.
36, yeah. Oh, Trey Walker?
Trey Walker.
Well, prayers out to him and his family. What a tragic.
He was a cornerback.
Yeah, what a tragic thing. Leon Hall, 31. Carlos Dansby. What do you do with the man?
I think
these
they'll
guys
wind
gonna
up on they'll wind up on teams, but I mean, from an economic point of view, from a front office point of view, your age kills you.
Well, the problem is these guys. Here's the catch-22, in my opinion. They reached this age because they've been damn good.
Yeah.
You don't get to be 34, 33, 34 years old in this league without being a damn good player. But on the other hand, if you're that good and you have that much experience, you command. It's like in society,
Yeah,
the corporate world.
You think
Well,
you're
they let
worth
you
more,
go
yeah.
Because the younger guy, I can pay less and teach him to do what you were doing, and I have to pay all the benefits.
Yeah.
So I think some of these guys are just going to end up retiring, and that retirement age is dropping lower and lower. So anyway, that's it for the first segment.
So the song we're going to play at the break, or after this,
Yes.
during the break, it's Run Like Hell from the album The Wall.
Okay.
By Pink Floyd, which came out the year that I was born.
Oh, really?
Do you know what year that is, Daniel?
Shit, I don't know.
You know what year that came out?
I'm going to say you were born in 1987.
79.
79.
79. Anyways, it was...
Damn.
Yeah.
I was 18.
It's
I was 21 years old. Wow.
It's off of one of Pink Floyd's greatest albums, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And it's called Run Like Hell. Even though it's sung by Roger Waters, there's some great guitar work by David Gilmour on it. So
Absolutely.
we're going to play that at the break.
Well, this is the break, so bring it on. We'll catch you on the other side. We'll talk about a little bit of NBA. We still got some NHL news. We got some March Madness. Some upsets. Brackets are busted all over the world. So stay with us. Check us out on the other side and enjoy some Pink Floyd. enjoyed that Pink Floyd. I know I did. Hey, at the break, we had 2 more people come into the studio. We've got a return visit by my friend Courtney Thompson.
How's it going?
In the band Mothership. He was here a few months ago. And my ex-neighbor, perfect neighbor, Rich, sitting in next to him. He's a little shy. He probably won't talk a lot, but
He
he's
doesn't even want
here.
to be on camera.
What's that?
He doesn't even want to be on camera.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He wants to drink, so he can stay.
Are you wanted? Is that the problem, Rich? Are you wanted in a few states? But if you see behind me, there's shelving work. I'll get out of the way so you can see it. Where we have our memorabilia up there. That was once a window leading into my garage, and my buddy, perfect neighbor Rich, put that thing together so it looks like it was born here, and we're very appreciative of that.
Great work.
He's a very good friend of mine, and I'm really glad to have you guys here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Hope you enjoy what we're doing. What we're going to get to next is obviously the big thing that is going on this weekend, March effing Madness. Again, some things were proven right. My one moniker for everything that is basketball is very simple. The fundamentals. You make your free throws, you win the effing basketball game.
So it's
My
so
Southern
hard to watch.
California Trojans
Oh my! Don't even start with the
learn
Trojans.
this lesson the hard way. Go on, Daniel. You've been waiting to talk about this.
I was watching this game in Vegas. They literally look like a cat with 9 lives. They tried so hard to give that game away. Literally, they would mess up, and then Providence just couldn't score.
I think Providence was stuck on 49 points for a good,
Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
Really, 6 minutes.
And I'm sitting there with John, who is the owner of the team, and he's just like, they're throwing it away. Like, this is ridiculous. They couldn't. They would have put the game away. It should have ended 73-69.
Yep.
They missed
At
4
worst.
free throws.
Yes, they did. Absolutely. It comes right down to it.
How are you a D1 athlete and miss a free throw?
Well, here's my theory on that. I hope we don't bore the shit out of you guys. I know we will talk NASCAR, Rich. Eventually, we're going to get to NASCAR. And Courtney, I don't know.
I heard 69. That's all.
It's a very limited
all I
scope,
know.
right? It's a very limited scope, but
Just
I
here
know
to
it
drink.
well. I'm just going to sit here and drink. Fits right in.
Pretty much what we're all doing.
Right? It's
so.
pretty much what we're all doing. But hey, in contrast to yours, right, the USC, I watched one of the best basketball games of the tournament, Indiana versus Kentucky. Now, Kentucky had, I believe, a 5-game win streak in the NCAA tournament against Indiana University.
That's correct.
But they kept fouling the same guy,
Yeah.
trying to catch up. And what did he do? He made his goddamn free throws.
I know. It's weird. It's
So,
like,
it's just that's what you have to do. If you can't make free throws, I remember Memphis back in the day.
Memphis.
With Calipari was coaching Memphis, they had like a 9-point lead in the final game, and they went to hack Memphis, and they couldn't shoot a free throw. They could make a free throw and lose at the NCAA championship. It's just unbelievable.
I mean,
what
USC,
happens.
all the players turned into Shaq and just clank, clank, clank.
Right, but yet you
It-
see the schools, the smaller schools,
Yeah.
Yale, right?
It's
They
the
didn't
little
miss their
things,
free
man.
throws.
It's the little things.
Right?
It really is.
They don't get big-time scholarships, so they have to make it on fundamentals. They know how to dribble, they know how to play defense, they know how to pass, and they make their free throws.
Yep.
They're not the big-time, stars that really don't have to. They don't practice free throws.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer. Don't give me this
And-
crap that their hands are too big or all this other bullshit. Dude, make your effing free throws. It's not that effing hard.
I agree. And I want to ask you this question. Do you think fans are at a line nowadays, especially with the 1 and out with players? Fans expect their teams to get into the 16 or the Final Four, and every year. And when they don't, they blow up and wonder why. Well, it's like these coaches are having to deal with a new set of people. It's like having to deal with a new set of staff for your business every single year.
Well, let me put it to you this way, Courtney. Let's say you have a 5-piece band, okay?
Okay.
And every year, 3 of them leave.
That's exactly what happens with my band.
Happens with a lot of bands. Right?
Okay, so to his point, as far as sustaining, making the Sweet 16
You get no
in
groove, you
basketball,
can't vibe.
right? You have to
Yeah.
start with 3 new band members. So how do you, how long does it take you to
It's
come
work.
up with a sound?
It's work, man. You kind of have to have a direction. I think a coach, right? like the same thing.
Yeah.
He's like telling people what he wants it
Right.
to be like. Now, obviously, everyone's got their own forte that you try to nurture that and try to get the result you're still looking for.
But it's like starting from a blank page again, right?
Again,
you don't build
every time.
any camaraderie. You don't build that.
No,
I don't even need
no,
to look
that's
at
not
you
there.
for
You
you
just
to know
go
the
there.
note
You're
I'm
just
playing.
doing a job.
Right.
Yeah.
Good job.
And then as long as you deliver,
And
Right.
it's just like it's just fans just aren't being rational. Like, do you really not understand that this is a problem in the NCAA with basketball, that your players are leaving?
Well, fans aren't concerned with the players.
I know.
With the one and done, they're concerned with the letters on the front of the jersey.
I understand, but it's like, how did USC go on a 3 national championship run, or how does Alabama do it every year? It's like, well, he gets to maintain his players.
Right.
I mean, shit, if I can maintain LeBron and 3 other good players every year, I'm gonna go pretty far in the playoffs
Yeah,
every year.
it's definitely rough when you have players there. You think you recruit them, you think you recruit them for the proper attitude and this and that, and then they get there and they're not willing to listen. They're not willing to grasp what you're trying to do because they know they're going to be gone in a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, why do I care to be
You got a
pro?
bass player who you're trying to get into this groove, right?
Right.
And he knows next year I'm signing with another band, so if I don't like what you tell me, well, fuck it. I'm just playing bass. You can suck it, right?
it's like that, but it comes from me. Like, you're just playing bass.
Right.
So get on board or get the fuck out.
Right?
Yeah.
And they do after 1 year.
Well, yeah.
Knocker, what do you think about that? The Northern Iowa, do you think it was the worst collapse ever? 11-point lead with 45 seconds. They
With
lost,
Texas
they
A&M?
lost to Texas A&M.
Absolutely. One thing they teach you, don't throw the ball in the coffin corner, and they did that a couple times. So kudos to A&M.
And that win by
Um,
Wisconsin.
I didn't see that one. Again, I was away this weekend. I saw some of the games. I saw most of the games.
Uh,
I'm surprised at some of the upsets. I mean, come on. Hawaii comes in and beats Cal.
Did you see the Texas loss? The
No, I did
the
not.
buzzer from half court.
Saw it on replay.
Oh my!
Saw it on replay, man.
And that's why March Madness is amazing.
Isn't it the
It's
best
for
thing?
things
One and done.
like
Can you
that.
imagine?
It is crazy.
Imagine if the NBA, Renee, in the playoffs, went to one and done. All 32 teams are in it.
that
It's
would
one
be
and done.
awesome. Honestly,
It's one and done until the final.
their ratings would skyrocket.
Are you kidding me?
I would watch, and I hate the
Are you
NBA.
kidding me? The Sixers get to play the Warriors,
Yeah.
and all they got to do is
Yeah.
win one game.
Anyone can win one game
Right?
on a good day.
I'm serious. Can you imagine the intensity
Yep.
of only having to win one
But
game
then
to
you'd have those
advance?
fans that would be like,
That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not fair.
fuck 'em.
It's not a true test of skill.
Yeah. Why you gotta change the game? It's been
So-
like that for years.
Okay, that's all right. It's too long. The season's too damn long anyway. I don't have a
Well, that's
problem with
corporate. You know.
that. Right?
You got to sell
Exactly.
those. You got to sell that ad space.
So let's
Seriously.
see. We're in the Sweet 16. Let me see how I did here.
I don't know if there is one bracket that is still intact. There is no way that someone still has maintained a bracket this entire time.
Cannot possibly. be.
Yeah,
It
especially
cannot
with
possibly
Michigan.
be.
You know how many people put Michigan
Michigan State.
to win? Yeah, Michigan State to win the whole
Absolutely.
thing. There is no way that someone still has a.
So some of your upsets here. You had Hawaii coming in, upsetting Cal. You have now. You gotta excuse me because I'm trying to work this stupid
we have a call.
computer here. We have a call.
Yeah, it's O-Dog.
It's
O-Dog.
O-Dog. All right, bring him on. Oh, Dizzle, what's up, my brother?
What's up, bud? Knocker O-Dog in the house.
What's happening, my brother? Talk to me. We're
What's
discussing.
up, man?
We're
We got
discussing
some
March
technical
Madness.
difficulties on our show, so, I said I was going to call in a little later. I'm happy to call in a little bit early, if that's all right, man.
Well, cool. Hope to have you stick around for a while. Hey, we're discussing March Madness, and we dipped a little bit into the fundamentals as far as my statement: make your free throws.
I was
win the
watching.
game.
I was watching on Ustream. That's how much of a dedicated supporter I am.
Yeah.
Before I called you, I was watching on Ustream. I heard you guys talk about the free throws, and I heard you guys start to talk about the University of Northern Iowa breakdown. And I got to tell you, Knocker, today I heard one of the best interviews, and it's all about perspective. There was a guy, Paul Jacobson, I think his name is. He's a forward for University of Northern Iowa.
Okay.
And he got on the Russillo and Cannell show on ESPN radio, and they asked him about it. They said, what happened? He said, we didn't do this right. And I heard you before I cut off the Ustream. I heard you say you never throw the ball into the corner.
Right.
obviously, and oppressed.
Right.
That was the worst 40 seconds of his life. But long story short, they asked him, they said, which will you remember, the game-winning shot in the game before or the 40 seconds? And this kid really put life in perspective. He said, listen, we had a 6 to 8 week journey to get there. It was a lot of fun. He's like, so I'm going to look at the 6 to 8 week journey. I'll remember the game-winning shot more than I'll remember a bad 40 seconds of life. And it was about perspective. And he said, look, I can't explain it. It was just a meltdown. He's like, but I'm going to remember what we accomplished. And this kid actually said he went to class Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. He did?
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
He said, I didn't want to hide. I didn't want to be a coward. He said, I wanted to get out there and face it head on, and I just wanted to deal with it. So the sooner I deal with it, the sooner it's over. He said, he got a lot of words of support. And I think that's what you got to take away from it, because this guy, that team, it was a heartbreaking loss. You hate to see that happen to a team, and I've never seen it happen like that, but it's just heartbreaking. But he handled it really well. And for him to even come on the radio, on a national radio program, and face it and talk about it, just speaks to his character.
Well, kudos to him, but I think that has a lot to do with him playing at Northern Iowa instead of Duke.
Absolutely.
Now, had Duke collapsed in the last 11 seconds, I can guarantee you that player would have been on a bender for about 4 days, and you wouldn't have heard hide or hair from this guy. That the team that blew the lead in the seconds. But this is what March Madness is all about. I love the upsets.
Absolutely.
The first 4 days of this tournament are just the best thing on earth. Now, the young man from Baylor, he definitely went to the Greg Popovich School of Interviews, did he not?
Oh, my God. How awesome was that?
That was to have the presence of mind. They talked to this player for Courtney and Rich, who probably don't know what the hell we're talking about right now. But there was a game, Baylor and Yale. Okay.
Against Yale, yeah.
And Yale's a bunch of small little white guys, and that's just telling it
Sounds
like
like
it
Yale.
is,
Yeah.
right? Ivy Leaguers, bunch
Absolutely.
of little short-haired white guys, right? But to my point that I pointed out earlier, they're playing basketball and they're being taught fundamentals, free throws, positioning, team defense, right? Boxing out, which is my point. Baylor is a
Simple
bunch of
things,
African-American,
fundamentals.
tall athletes, okay? But they're not schooled, or they refuse to do the fundamentals. So they asked this guy, they asked him, how does a team like Yale out-rebound you, right? And you're looking for this thing, well, the ball just didn't bounce for us, blah, blah. He goes, well,
Right.
ball goes up, hits the rim or the backboard, goes in the air, you grab it with 2 hands, and you come down on the floor with 2 feet. They did that more times than we did.
They understand physics a little better at Yale.
And
Right? Great answer. They understand physics at Yale
That
a little
was
better
awesome.
than we do. But what a just, dude, you're just trying to egg me on, and I'm not falling for it,
I
man.
just love how
Popovich.
he said it in a way that didn't spark an argument or anything. He just straight up said, "Hey, you asked a question."
Straight
and
face,
here's
never
the
cracked a
most-
smile.
Yeah.
He said it dead. He deadpanned it.
Yeah.
Like he was dead serious, explaining the fundamentals how to get a rebound, and he nailed it and shut that guy down. He probably the reporter. I wish we could have seen his face, because he probably was like,
Yeah, 'cause-
okay.
yeah, he would have been like, God, I just asked the stupidest question.
Hey, so what's
Right.
what's your take? Second round.
Now,
here.
Knocker, let me ask you this. The other thing that's in that question is like what you said. First of all, McKay Mason was a baller. That kid could have played anywhere. And in that game against Baylor, I saw him. I told my lady, I said, honey, this kid has fire in his eyes. He's not going to lose this game. Baylor's going to lose. I said, look at this kid. He called off a pick one time, crossed over a Baylor player, and took him to the hoop. And I said, that kid is going to win. That's a winner. I said, he has no fear in his heart. He doesn't care who he's playing. He's out to win. And in that question, though, I felt like they're saying a couple things. They're saying, how do you let a team of white guys from Yale out-rebound you? And they're also saying, how do you let the math club beat the athletic basketball guys? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so there's really more. And I thought that was really unfair to the Baylor player, but he handled it exceptionally well.
Absolutely. I just, Popovich and Tortorelli in the NHL, I just love when they ask, well, hey, coach, what do you have to do to win this game? Well, I think if we score one more point than they do, we'll win the game. Yeah, I just love answers.
I've heard that. I gotta test that theory out. I've heard that. If you score one more than the other team, you usually win.
That's our plan. Is to score one more point.
Very factual.
You know, I talked to Tom
Right?
Brady today, and he said he really wants to win this game today. Yeah.
And you know what's the
Like, what do you
greatest question
expect?
of all the stupid questions? Of all the stupid questions reporters ask, do you expect to win today?
Yeah, that is the
Right? Do you think you have a
That's
chance?
exactly my point. I just said.
Well, no, we're going to show up
I-
expecting to get our ass kicked.
You
know?
are
No, we're just going to go through the motions.
Right?
We're not out here to win. We're just going to go through the motions and just see what happens.
I just love that question.
Like,
I
what
love that
what are your
question.
keys to victory? Well, I think if we score more points, I think we'll be all right.
Keys
We
to
should be
victory.
okay.
So, hey, you're an East Coaster, ACC,
Yes.
bunch of teams going on. So go ahead, pound your chest, whatever you got to do with that. My Pac-12. My Pac-12.
Pac-12 got hurt real bad.
The hell
What
happened to my Pac-12?
What happened?
Took some shots.
Arizona, out. Cal, out. SC, out. Utah wins one game and then just gets their Mormon ass
Knocker.
handed to them by the Gonzaga Zags. What the hell happened there?
I got to tell you, Knocker. First of all, I called the game against Arizona. I picked the upset against Arizona. I don't know why. Sean Miller is a good coach, but he's not a good tournament coach. He doesn't seem to make enough adjustments. But did you see him sweat the hell out of that shirt? Well, I thought it was a shiny material. And I said, oh, my God, he's sweating through the whole shirt.
Odog, I got a question from you, and this comes from Guru, who is out sick today. He wants to know your thoughts on LeBron unfollowing the Cavs' Instagram and Twitter accounts. Do you think he's on his way out of Cleve, or is he playing
Hey,
mind games?
Josh,
or
are
what do
you
think
listening
he's
to the
doing?
show? We're talking March Madness, and you're asking an NBA question. Dude, really? It's your own damn show.
I had one job, and it was to check Twitter, so don't
Right?
get on my ass.
It's your
I'm one of those
damn
pussies.
show.
I'm one of those pussies.
We'll get to the NBA later. You're not answering that question right
I'm
now.
going to let Knocker drive. I'm just a passenger. I'm letting Knocker drive.
No, he's got a question. Go ahead and answer.
Yeah,
it. Fuck it.
go ahead, Odog. Do you
All
want to
right.
repeat that, or you still?
Listen, I'll say this. I think that it's like they say, what is that? I don't know whether it's Shakespeare or Plato or Aristotle. It's much ado about nothing.
Socrates.
One of those
I mean-
old guys.
Go ahead, man.
I don't know who said that, but who cares who LeBron follows? Because I know I sure as hell don't. Now, the fans of Cleveland, for the fans of Cleveland who are overly sensitive and overly, probably, it's like, I heard a great analogy. They said, if you're a guy and you've been with a girl for a long time, you'll go through some tough times, you get back together, and she's expecting you to marry her, you can't go around saying, well, I think I'm going to buy a boat this summer. But she's waiting for the ring. The Cavs fans are waiting for the ring. Okay? So they don't want to hear nothing about, wait, you unfollow me? What do you unfollow me for? Sends them into a frazzled state. If you start saying, well, nah, I think I'm going to take a nice vacation this summer. No, she wants to know when is the date? When are we going to start planning? So I feel like the Cavs are like that woman that's been with a guy for a long time,
Just
gone
waiting.
through some tough times, and they're looking for the ring.
I feel you. I don't understand
maybe
why
he's just got
professional
too many
athletes are on Twitter anyway.
notifications. He just couldn't handle all the notifications.
I don't understand the whole Twitter thing with the Cavaliers anyway. No other team seems to be involved this deeply in what it is. But real quickly, what is your Final Four?
My Final Four was Kansas, UNC. I obviously had Michigan State. I had Michigan State in one bracket, winning it all. But I do have another bracket with Oregon. I took a flyer at Oregon.
Well, give me your Okay, so
Oregon and
So my Final Four is Oregon, Kansas, UNC, and Michigan State, which is obviously
okay,
out.
so you got two teams still left. I'm doing okay.
Well, I got two.
I'm doing okay.
And I got one
so
with
far.
North Carolina with.
I got Oregon, Oklahoma, Virginia, and I had Utah. I did not see Utah getting hammered like that in the second round. That was the most shocking second round score, other than the Stephen F. Austin game, I think, in the tournament. So my Utah team is out. So let me see if I can pull up here our leaderboard, because I'm not real good on this, so you guys stay with me. Our leaderboard. Hey! Shit! It came up!
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
That's a drop.
it just came up.
That's a drop
Knocker,
right
is
there.
Josh watching this debacle, or is he home sick?
He's homesick. He's homesick. He's had
All right.
he got some kind of flu, but
Well, I wish him good health.
that was windy on Friday night. Shit! It came up.
Oh my
God, Jesus.
That was definitely not caught. Oh, lordy. Okay, we have Greg, 263-831, in first place with a tie with Memodio, 8, Memodio 13. It sounds like a kale pectate or just some kind of diarrhea medicine, right? Memodio, 18. If you've got the Hershey squirts.
That's what Josh needs right
Right?
now.
If you, yeah, Josh, you need some Memodio 13. We also have Dwarman, the Green Man, Chuck, all tied for first place. We got a bunch of guys down in seventh place. So, anyway, thank you for joining the tournament. I look forward to this weekend again. There's going to be definitely some upsets, Cinderella stories, but that's what March Madness is all about. We're going to take a break here. We're going to get shot of the week. Oh, hey, no, we've got Mexican word of the day right now.
You want to do that right now?
Well, we usually do that.
I love it. Give
We
it to me.
usually do that before the shot of the week, right?
Yeah, we can do it whenever you want.
Well, let's do it right now. Before I drink any more, because if I drink any more, I'm going to go for 5. So, you know.
Today I'm gonna teach you some Spanglish. It's Mexican word of the day.
All right, Knocker, are you ready?
I can't stand the pressure, dude. This
Can't
is
stand
really,
the pressure?
I've been thinking about this all day. What's he coming up
right.
with? What's he coming up with?
All right, today your first word is Budweiser.
Oh, hey, you know what? My friend Chew is pretty smart, but his friend Vato, he's Budweiser, man. He's Budweiser.
No, man, that chick is so fine. She's got a fine body, but why is her face so ugly?
Hey, yours is better. Mine sucked.
All right, next one is Cheesehead.
You know what? I like how he says, but, you know, never mind. I'm going to go a different one.
All right, you got 5 seconds.
I'm
right?
going to go back to
5 seconds.
Hey, you know what? In high school, I was smart, but she's the head of the class, eh?
All right. I asked my wife if the Lions will beat the Packers, and my highness, she said no.
She said no.
She said no. All right. Ready for your next one?
I'm doing crappy. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Your next word is Nutella. You know, like the spread, Nutella?
Hey, man. I went out last night, but I'm not telling you nothing, eh? I'm married.
Hey, my highness, she no listen, so I not tell her nothing.
I'm not telling her nothing, eh?
All right. What is this, 4?
Yeah, this is 4.
Okay, your next word is seizure.
Hey, do you know what? When she bends over, I could seize her underwear, eh?
All right, that's a good one. I'll give you that one. All right.
What was yours?
Mine is, hey, mija, you're not going out like that. I can see your ass hanging out your skirt. All right. Your next word is sofa king.
You got this. Yeah, just put retarded at the end. Say I'm at the beginning and you got it.
Yeah. Sofa king.
Sofa king.
Start with I'm.
You know what? That fart smells so bad. I'm sofa kinging it.
Hey, my homie decided to steal some wheels from a cop, so I said to him, "What are you, so fucking stupid?"
There you go.
There you go.
There is your Mexican word of the day. Only here, folks. Only on Sportscast.
Hopefully we can do better.
Hey, Oda, you gonna stay around on the other side?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. A couple minutes
All
after
right,
the
let me
break.
give you a call back after the break. I'll call you right back after the break.
Okay, anytime, man. Just call in. You know, we're ready for you. Hey, my
Thank you,
song
sir.
is an oldie but a goodie, man. It's from the band Night Ranger. I like my band Night Ranger. This is when MTV played actual videos, when it was just all about the music, all about the videos.
MTV played music?
Yeah, back in the day, Danny, before you were born.
We weren't
There
alive
was
for
a
that.
time,
I guess.
right? This is a pretty cool song. It's called Don't Tell Me You Love Me by Night Ranger. Enjoy.
It ain't the way you move. It ain't the way that you move me. Oh, no.
Welcome back to the Sportscast. We're having a pretty good time here tonight. I got my boys in the house. I got my boy Daniel sitting across from me. Renee, still on the ones and twos.
Still here.
Right, he's still here. I got my friend, perfect neighbor Rich, my ex-neighbor, and my buddy Courtney Thompson from the band Mothership, who we were going to play a song that me and him collaborated on when we go to the next break.
Oh, my goodness.
Kind of a personal thing with me. I reached out to him. I'm kind of a soft heart. I'm going to expose myself a little bit here.
Soft is
Expose
definitely the
myself a little
correct
here.
adjective.
I'm just a sweet transvestite. Bring it on. Go on. Bring it on.
That's a soft knocker.
Let's get all the Johnson jokes you can come out with. Whatever.
This is a family show?
Well, no. That went out the window a long time.
Yeah, the first 3 episodes they tried.
Right?
Fuck it.
But I wrote my song. Jesus Criminy. I wrote my wife a little song. That was our story. And I reached out to Courtney and asked him to put some music behind it and do the vocals and what have you. And I like it, so we're going to play it for you. My wife made a request that we play it tonight in honor of Courtney being here. I'm wearing my shirt, Mothership, in honor of Courtney being here, and I really appreciate what he did for me. And we're going to play that for you as we go out to the last break. So screw you, Josh. I'm playing whatever the hell I want because you're not here. How you like that?
I'm one of those pussies.
Why, thanks, Rich.
Well, he kind of like hummed a melody line to me through a phone. And then I tried to use that the best that I could.
Is Rich's mic on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
You just need to talk closer into it.
Oh, get closer to the mic.
He's having some technical issues.
Hey, there you are. I can hear you. Anyway, hey, it is time for Shot of the Week, brought to you by Fireman's Brew, the Menage a Trois beer.
That's
Fireman's Brew.
what I'm drinking tonight. Fireman's Brew. I just tear this off.
This label won't come up.
I think before we get to Shot of the Week, I think we have Sick Boy on the phone.
Oh, okay. You're on Sportscast.
What's up, bitches?
What's up? What's up, my little sickling boy?
Oh, dude, it's coming out from all angles. It's
I'm one of those
been
pussies.
fantastic time. Yeah, I appreciate all the sentiment on the show.
Oh yeah,
All
we
the
feel
pussy stuff.
really bad for you. We're reaching out with a whole lot of sympathy. So you're sitting on the porcelain god and holding the trash bucket at the same time?
Pretty much, but I was calling in basically because I think I really had a shit of the week actually, like
is
a
that
true
right?
shit of the week.
Go for it.
Yeah, it was pretty much like that. It's kind of disturbing actually.
Disturbing. Okay.
I was in bed yesterday, and I've been on liquids probably for the past 2 days, and when you're having liquids, usually that's the only thing that comes out of you, right?
What goes in comes out. What goes in comes out.
That's right. So I'm sitting on the bed. I went on a Game of Thrones binge, yesterday, and I had a fart coming in, and I was like, okay, it's just a regular fart, and I'm laying there, and I was like, oh, wait a second, that was more than a fart, and I laid in bed, and it literally, I crapped myself. I felt like I was 70. I can't believe I'm really saying this on the radio, but I like to say I'm an honest man on this show. And so, yes, everyone, I did crap myself yesterday.
Wow, wow.
That's
At least you did it at home while you were sick.
That's a cardinal rule, man. My football coach, Maloney, always said, you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing. Never trust a fart.
Right?
That was this golden
Yeah.
rule, dude.
Jack-
Never trust
That was
a
in it.
fart.
You're right. I totally trusted
waste
my
a hard
fart,
on.
and it did not go as planned.
I like that one. Never waste a hard on.
Never pass on a bathroom.
Right?
An old
Exactly.
man
It's up there with
told
one
me
of those
those
old
three
sayings,
things.
right? Don't
Yeah.
trust the fart.
is a-
So hey, I tell you this all the time, and you always look like at me like I'm crazy or stupid or something, Josh. But from the movie Bucket List, Jack Nicholson's, the biggest decision I make every day is it a fart or is it not? Right?
I'm kind of getting depressed because I'm 32 and I'm already at that point already.
No, see, you'll get over it. The problem is Rich and myself. We live that every effing day, and we're healthy. This is just
Yeah,
something
and
that
it's
comes
like
with old
how do I
age,
get my
bro.
wife turned on now when all she's gonna think about is me crapping my underwear now?
When you get our age, your sphincter gets a lot smarter.
Words to live. Quote of the day. That's got to go on a T-shirt. The older they get,
Yeah.
the smarter your sphincter gets.
The guru.
Well, I was going to say something stupid like, we'll just remind her of menstruation. But we'll move on.
You got a shot, Guru?
What's your shot?
I got a shot for that. I forget his name, but that Wisconsin dude that hit all those threes and that last one at the end of the game to beat Xavier, and watching Bill Murray's face was absolutely fantastic. Dude.
Right, they keep posting
that kid from Wisconsin was just clutch.
Nice. Okay. So we got
So, and Knocker, I got to give you credit, man. Third show, lot smoother, buddy.
Why, thank you. Thank you. I'm learning this.
So you guys are doing a great job. I'm going to get back to crapping myself and taking pills. So,
hey, there's Depends. That's why they make Depends. If there wasn't a market, there wouldn't be a product, right? Am I
yeah,
right?
Tony Saragusa got a deal with him. I'm going to give him a call.
Right, yeah, Tony Saragusa, right?
I think you have a sponsor in the works.
That's right. That's right. Depends and Viagra, the official sponsors of Sportscast.
All right. Well, let's get on with this. Renee, give me
All
a
right.
shot of the week. All right, Josh, I hope you feel better, brother.
Later, fellas.
See you,
See you,
next
Josh.
week. Love you,
This
man.
shot's for you, Josh.
My shot of the week, I mentioned earlier about going to see David Gilmour on Friday at the Hollywood Bowl. My second shot of the week goes out to, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but it's a big news story. Adam LaRoche of the Chicago White Sox
Right.
decided to retire and pick family over, his contract and
Right.
playing baseball. So I don't know how you feel about that, but I commend the guy for doing that, sticking to his guns and sticking up for what he believes in. I mean, if his family means that much to him, if he wants to have his son there and he's not allowed to do that, that's his right, that's his decision, so he gets my shot of the week.
Cool. Well, we'll just let it go.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
in
If we get to baseball, we'll
If
talk
we get
about
to
that,
baseball,
right?
Yeah.
Because baseball is still in spring training. So, yeah, but we're going to try and get to baseball. Yeah. We do have to do hockey, and we will do NASCAR. So hang in there, people. Daniel?
My shot of the week goes to John Irvine, who owns IU Rage, the team I played for in Vegas, and I will be playing for the rest of the year. He showed us a good time, really good guy.
This is your paintball team.
Yeah. Love,
Oh, I thought it was T-ball.
Right? Exactly. What the hell are you talking about?
Love,
What team?
Love playing with him. Really showed us. It's my shot!
It's my T-ball coach.
Did I get my shot? No, but shout out to him. He took care of us. It was a fun weekend,
Nice.
memorable weekend, and just want to give a shout out. So that's my shot.
Cool. Rich, do you have anybody you want to give a shot to?
I say give it to Josh, who's pissing out both ends.
Well, all right then. Courtney?
Yeah, I'm going to
Anybody?
give my shot of the week to the sports arena in Los Angeles is unfortunately closing officially, permanently. A lot of great memories there.
Saw
Yes.
Sabbath there.
That was, and I saw Bruce Springsteen last night.
Did you really?
I
You
was
went?
there. I was there
Attaboy.
on Saturday. Yeah.
Attaboy.
Final night. Bruce sent it out in style. So to Bruce and the sports arena, just another LA landmark. We're gonna miss it.
Yeah,
we're gonna miss it a
what an
lot.
iconic venue, man. So many great things happened at that, starting with the
Great-
32 Olympics. And
Yeah, the Olympics.
the
J-
Lakers
Kennedy,
started there.
Kennedy gave us acceptance speech there for
Right,
the Democratic
John-
nomination.
Yes, absolutely.
The bands, the sports
So many
teams.
bands, the Clippers, and I think the Kings even played there. We've had USC played all their games. There's so many things, concerts, what have you. An iconic arena. I saw the only WWE event I ever went to was a Royal Rumble at the Sports Arena.
It's
man.
just another historic
It is
Los
what it is.
Angeles
Yes.
landmark, man.
Yeah, peace
We
and
have
glory.
to say goodbye to make way for a soccer field that we desperately need in the United States.
We need one more soccer
We
field
just
in
need
LA,
another
right?
soccer field.
Yeah, okay. All right. My shot of the week goes to me.
Perfect.
I haven't totally screwed up this thing. No, seriously, though. Jamal Wilkes, ex-UCLA. I think he's one of the only players to have his number retired at 2 high schools, at UCLA, at the LA Lakers, and why the Golden State Warriors have not retired his jersey. He was on the team that won the championship 50 years prior to the Warriors winning last year. Great basketball player. They called him Silk, Keith Wilkes. My shit of the week, cancer.
Yeah, fuck it.
Cancers go
Okay.
too. Still taking too many people.
Yep.
and a tip of the glass to that football player that just died way too young from the Ravens. So that is our shot and shit of the week.
Can we mention Belgium as well? Just, hearts and prayers to that attack earlier today.
That's good.
Absolutely. Daniel, did any shots of the week come in on Twitter? I mean, before we...
Well, I think Proto passed out, so no.
I think Proto passed out.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're all set on Twitter. Let's play the...
All right. Well, hey, Toker, your Final Four is still intact.
All right, let's go.
Holy fuck! Now I know why I don't do that.
You guys are pussies.
Can we please get that? Please, Renee.
I will.
Oh, my God. That is great.
I got some homework to do.
Wow, now I know why I don't do that. Very good. Very good. We are going to break into a little NHL news. We have the Kings playing the Minnesota Wild right now. It is Minnesota
Losing.
2, the Kings 1.
We'll be all right.
I think the Kings are on a little bit of a
Slump
that
after
let
clinching the
down
playoffs.
after clinching a playoff spot. Prior to that, they were on fire. They took the Rangers down in overtime last week. One of the hottest teams in the NHL. The Tampa Bay Lightning have finally tied the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, the surprise team in the NHL, bar none. Playing good hockey. Luongo down there doing his thing. The playoffs are pretty much set. What I do like is the NHL went to only the top 3 teams in each division make the playoffs, and the other 2 wild cards can be from the same division depending on points. It just goes by points, so you don't get in there for finishing 4th in your division anymore. We got a phone call?
I think it's Josh again.
Speaking of clenching and fire,
Jesus. Josh, are you clinching?
Oh God! Oh, that was okay. Yeah, sorry, I had to get that out. Renee,
Yes.
you're saying you support LaRoche.
Well, you know what? I support the
Dude,
decision that he made.
the dude is a 200 career hitter. Turned down $13 million. Tell your goddamn son to get some friends.
You know what? With all the years that he's been playing, yeah, there you go. He should be playing with other little kids. But you know what? That's ultimately is his decision, dude. I mean, you know what? I'd choose family.
Okay,
too, probably.
Renee. When
would
I put
probably
that
choose
$13 million
family, too.
check in front of you, you're gonna kick your son's ass right out of that goddamn car.
Get out of here, kid.
Well, Renee, okay, now that we're on the subject.
Yeah, we're on the subject.
All right,
Let's
we'll
talk
go
about
we'll
it.
go back to the NHL in just a second. Calm down, Dr. Rob. Calm down.
I
We'll get right back.
I just had to go back to hockey. I just had to
seriously,
set Renee
are
up
you
'cause
listening
that
to the
guy's an
show? Are you
idiot. That guy's
listening?
an idiot.
there's like a 4-minute delay, I think.
Hey, whose show is this, Josh?
I guess it's. Oh wow, is that Good Neighbor Rich?
That's Perfect Neighbor Rich. That's right. He's in the house.
Well, you're no longer good. All right, take it easy, guys. Renee, LaRoche is a dumbass. Take the $13 million.
I'm sure he has enough. I'm sure he already has
Right.
more than $13 million. You know,
I
I
agree.
don't think that $13 million is actually going to affect him in any way, shape, or form. He's been playing
don't
over
think
for
so.
10 years. So,
But I mean, it's a double-edged. We'll get back to hockey. It is a double-edged sword
Yeah.
because, if at my work, if somebody brought their kid in every single day to our crew meeting and whatever, he's just hanging around every day. I mean, baseball team is 27 players, 26, 28 players. Once or twice a week, cool. Every day,
right.
it's a place of business. We can't talk, we can't say things, we can't act the way we want to act because he's around, right? And, it's got to be a give and take, and it's policed by each individual team. And yeah, if he didn't like the way that the team said, "Hey, man, we're not telling you not to bring him.
Right.
Just cut it back."
Yeah.
But what you're trying to say is, I've made enough money. If you don't want this, I'm just going to go spend it with my kids and my family because they're more important, and that's cool too.
Yeah. Ultimately, he's giving them the finger, so it's less like.
Yeah, but you can't blame the team either.
That's true.
I mean,
So who do you blame? Do you blame LaRoche for putting himself in this predicament, in this situation?
I blame him a little for to me it's kind of like being spoiled. Well, if I can't do it my way, I'm not going to do it and fuck all the rest of my teammates. To me, that's a little, jerkish, a little selfish. He's not willing to compromise. 3 days a week on a homestand where we play 9 games, you can come in four times. not every single day.
Right.
'Cause I know when my boss sometimes brings his son into work. Right. He's 11 years old. Right. I have to watch what I say. I have to be careful.
You have to be on your best behavior.
Right. I have to be on my best behavior and watch what I'm doing, and we all know baseball players are insane.
Right.
They are. I'm sorry, but baseball players are absolutely flipping insane.
Yep.
And it's constricting to your personality and the way you want to act. So, I think there's merit on both sides of this. So, I'm not with Josh that he's just a jerk and, the money's not everything. I've learned one thing in life. Money isn't everything. Rich people commit
I
suicide.
agree.
Rich
Yeah.
people are miserable.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith is an absolute freaking head case.
Right.
I'm going to cut my Johnson off at the age of 18. I'm wearing ghost clothes. I mean, just like, really, bro? Really? You're not screwed up? You're as rich as anybody on earth, and you can tell me you're not screwed up? So, hey, if he wants his family, go. Go, Josh. He doesn't need the money, Josh. He's got enough money. How much do you really need?
Yep.
Cam! Our intern, Cameron, just walked in the door. Just grab a chair from the outside, take it over my head. And,
I'll grab one after I give the rundown on the playoffs here on the NHL, okay? I got this.
Go ahead,
Send it
Daniel.
over
If
here.
you think you can. Oh, this is going to be Daniel's version shot at a segment here. Tell us all about hockey, Daniel. What's going on?
All right, here are the clinching scenarios for today. These are things they need to go on for teams to clinch a playoff spot, all right? The
You
Washington
hear that, Josh? Clench.
Because we don't want any team squirting in, right?
Yeah.
They got to earn their
We
way
don't want
in.
we don't want them flowing.
It's
in.
coming out of his eyes,
Right?
coming out of his ears, wherever else.
The Washington Capitals will clinch the Metropolitan Division title and the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference if they defeat the Ottawa Senators in any fashion, so it doesn't matter. The Dallas Stars, which they're scary right now. They're playing some really good hockey. They will clinch a Stanley Cup playoff berth if they defeat the Chicago Blackhawks in any fashion or if they get 1 point against the Blackhawks, so going into overtime. And the Minnesota Wild lost to the Los Angeles Kings in any fashion or if the Wild lose to the Kings regulation. So that Kings game that's going on right now is huge for the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars are rooting for the Kings that are playing right now. The Anaheim Ducks will clinch a playoff berth if they get at least 1 point against the Montreal Canadiens or if the Arizona Coyotes lose to the Edmonton Oilers in any fashion. My girlfriend's dad's going to kill me for butchering that.
You were doing so good.
I was doing so good.
Calm down.
I know.
Calm down.
The San Jose Sharks.
We're not on time limit.
They
man.
are.
We want to go to midnight. We can go to midnight.
They're real close to catching the Ducks, but they can clinch a playoff berth if they defeat the St. Louis Blues in any fashion, or if they get 1 point against the Blues, and the Coyotes lose to the Oilers in any fashion. Let's see what else we got going on here. Key games today are Dallas at Chicago. So the Stars are trying to defend off Chicago. Like I said, they need to. They're huge on this game that's playing right now. That we have.
Well, man, it looks like not to interrupt them, but
No,
it
you're
looks
good.
like the Predators. They beat the Kings' ass the other night.
Yeah,
which
they
is the
did.
first game after clinching the.
Yeah.
There's that word again.
Which
Clinching.
is expected, you know.
Right, it was a letdown for the Kings,
Yeah.
but they're only 4 points behind Chicago.
Yeah.
They still got a shot.
They still got a shot. Yeah.
To catch Chicago for third place in that division. And not just the wild card, and they don't want
And they've been 50-50 because they're 4-4-2 in the last 10 games. So it's not like the Blackhawks have it locked down.
Right. Well, it's obvious that the two wild card teams are going to come from the Central Division.
Yes.
You have Nashville with 87, Colorado with 80, and Minnesota with 79. But you go to the Pacific Division, the top team, Arizona, has only 69 points, so there's no way they're going to catch any of those teams. So they're just jockeying for position at the bottom of that conference. What I'm loving happening is over in the East with Pittsburgh, the Islanders, Philadelphia, mostly the Islanders and Philadelphia, only separated by 2 points, and Detroit right in the mix for that wild card, 83 points as well. The Flyers have 83 points, and the Islanders have 85. So that's a big shootout right there. So some big games.
And the Avalanche are clinching, if we're going to continue to use this word, literally clinching, because they're dependent because they're.
I could just, you know what? I'm sorry. He's my son, and I have a one of those psychic connections with him. Every time I'm hearing that
This
word,
is clenching and
he's just
depend
clenching.
in
I
the
I could
same
just see
sentence.
the whole Avalanche team in their locker room just like, fuck.
Avalanche.
Come
clenching.
on, Kings! So the
Depends.
Avalanche.
Well, you
entered
know what
today.
happens when the snow melts, right? It comes down really fast in a watery slush.
It's really muddy too.
Sorry, fans.
It's just
we have
a
hit
cesspool.
Rock bottom.
Back to my point.
Cesspool.
It's just a goddamn cesspool of shit.
So,
All right, Sportscast has hit a new low.
The Avalanche.
Or a new high, depending on the listener.
That's true.
I blame that on the shots.
I kind of want to take another one.
Go for it, man. Nobody's stopping you, brother.
You good?
Yeah,
y'all,
go
y'all
on.
clinched out.
We're still talking hockey?
Yes.
No,
I
I
got one
loosened
more
up.
thing. So the Avalanche, I'm not going to use the goddamn word, enter Tuesday, which is today.
Right.
They're 1 point ahead of the Wild for the wild card.
Oh, so this game
So
for
this
the Wild
game
is huge.
huge.
Right.
So they're watching this and hoping the Kings, as well as us, win because that gives them
What's
that extra
kind of
point.
interesting about this is you have two absolutely different philosophies.
Yeah.
Colorado with Patrick Waugh. Colorado is fast. They're young. They're fast. They're not real physical, and it's offense first, defense second. Total opposite of the Wild. The Wild play defense first. They just frustrate you. You know, kind of like Iceman in come on, Iceman.
Top Gun?
Top Gun. Kind of like Iceman in Top Gun. He bores you until you make a mistake. That's pretty much how the Wild play hockey.
Yeah.
Right?
Now he's a
two
fat guy.
goals.
And that's completely different than the Kings because the Kings are just dump the puck and hope to score, honestly.
Right. Now Drew Doughty is going to win the
he
defenseman
should.
trophy of the year.
28 minutes a game?
Yeah,
Are you
there's
kidding
just
me?
no doubt that
Studley,
he
man.
is the best defenseman in hockey right now. How Montreal has fallen from their fast start, but
That's pretty much it for playoff
I
scenarios.
think the biggest question of the year is going to be, is Washington going to choke again?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, Colonel. I know you're
They should put Ovechkin on freaking suicide watch if they don't get through this one. Man.
right?
Seriously,
right. So I mean, if Washington does not make it to the finals, this is just going to be just the worst collapse in their history, and their history is full of total and complete collapses
Now, I know,
at the end of the season.
I know you're trying to move on, but just one last thing. Do you think the next 5 years, 6 years, it really is Blackhawks, Stars, and Kings every year? Those three teams winning it?
No.
Alternating? No?
No.
You don't think that talent-wise and youth-wise, you don't think those three teams are at the top?
No, because again, you go to youth. I'm going to go with Colorado, and not Dallas. I think Chicago is going to fall off. The Kings have been very good as far as
I think the
getting
Kings
youth
got
into
like
their
4 years.
lineup.
I think they got like good 4
Dallas
years.
is young, so I think they come on. But I like the young teams in the East. I like the Islanders. I think they've got a good thing going. I think the Flyers have finally let go of some of the old crap that they've had, and they're building some good new teams out there. I think the Rangers are doing a really good job staying relevant and putting new players and trading away their veterans at the right time. So I think the East is going to come back around, but I think the next couple of years, including this year, the Western Conference is going to win the Stanley Cup. So there you go. That is hockey news. We got a phone call?
Oh, Doug.
Oh, my God.
I'm back. No worries.
Well, my brother, we're just about to go on our last break, so can you hold on for 5
Yeah.
minutes and be on the other side? Because we're going to do a little
Absolutely, brother. I'm with you till the end. I'll ride with you as long as you have me.
We're going to do a little – that's what my wife says. We're going to do a little – we're going to do a little NASCAR.
Hey, listen, let me just say one last thing before the break.
Okay.
I always knew Josh was full of shit. So, it had to come out sometimes.
Well, he isn't anymore.
Yeah,
According to reports,
I'll see you
there
next
ain't
time.
any more shit left in him.
To Renee's point, Shabby chimes in and he says, "Oh, Josh, you're just too young. It's just money."
Right? Right? That's what I'm talking about. Real quick, what do you think about the Adam LaRoche thing? Because that's what he was alluding to. What do you think about Adam LaRoche retiring when the Chicago Cubs tell him that he can't bring his kid there every day anymore?
Basically choosing his family.
Hey, you know what? If that's his choice, I don't have a problem with it. He has a right to make a decision. The Chicago White Sox have a right to make a decision. So, I mean, I heard that there was some agreement, whether it was a handshake agreement or actually in the contract. Mm-hmm. If they had an agreement, then that's one thing. If they didn't have an agreement, then hey, look, the rules are the rules, man. I don't think you should have your kid in there every day.
Right.
But if that was the agreement they had, then, I heard he did a lot with the Nationals. and they were okay with it, but the White Sox aren't. So if he decides to retire, hey, he can afford it.
Yeah, he can
Power
afford
to
it.
him.
No doubt. Proto does chime in before we go to the break. We were going to play my song to my wife that I wrote the lyrics to, and my boy Courtney here put it to music, and I'm totally appreciative
What is it
of
called?
the work that he has done. We called it Our Love Song.
Okay.
That's what we called it, and this is an ode to my wife. This is our story of the day we met and to where we are today. So I'm a little sappy with it and what have you. But if you can follow the words, this is exactly what our life has been up to today. So, Courtney, I thank you very much for taking that upon yourself.
Absolutely.
She's ecstatic about the song. She loves it. She plays it every single day in her car. And fans, I hope you like it. So here
My
is
pleasure.
Our Love Song, lyrics by Bud Knocker and music and vocals by Mr. Courtney Thompson. Enjoy.
Every woman needs a love song, and this one's for you. When I was looking for an angel, woman needs a love song, and this one's for you. When I was looking for an angel, the good Lord sent me you. So every woman needs a love song, and this one's for you. Every woman needs a love song. Every woman needs a love song.
Back on the Sportscast, brought to you by Juice Whip. We have our Texas cheerleaders calendar behind my man Daniel right there. We'll be flipping it over to find out who Miss April is in just a minute. We will have, hopefully, Ashley R. Or Sarah C. or even Madison back on maybe next week or the week after. We're working on getting Casey Jacobson. He's already contacted back to me. He says he wants to be on the show. He's a legend in the city of Glendora. Played at Stanford, played in the NBA, so he'll give us a lowdown on the NCAA and NBA basketball. Hopefully next week if he's not doing the Suns game, which is what he's doing tonight. And we have our boy at Corrado on Twitter. Corrado is a freaking legend. This guy is the most funny person on Twitter right now. You need to follow him. He does guest appearances on the Tony Bruno Show, which I believe is a show out of Philly. So we're trying to get him on next week. We also have our golf tournament coming up on May 7th. Make sure that you register. There's limited space available, so please register. Get your money in. We'll have prizes. We've got, Frank Kramer's going to be there. The Mark Long is going to be there. We have a really good time. Our sponsor, Fireman's Brew, is going to supply some free beer. We'll have some plus twos and T-shirts there. My daughter, Josh's wife, my wife, Taryn. We're just going to have a good time over there. So join up. It's the best party of the year, the golf tournament for the Sportscast. It's our one fundraiser for the year. It keeps us on the air. It pays our bills. So hopefully you sign up and you make an appearance there.
Now, the most important person there at that tournament is Dan Burlington. He will be on a cart with 2 ice chests full of beer. So,
and the GoPro.
If you are thirsty, please come and see me.
Please come and see Dan Burlington. He'll be serving beer all over the course.
I remember I made a bad left turn on the golf course, and I think I hit a fucking gopher minefield, dude. And I had ice and beer flying out of my car. It was a good time.
Oh, kind of like your dad spun the car out with cases of beer on you?
That wasn't even that. I was driving back to get more beer, and I see Josh about to tee off. I fucking hid behind a tree because that thing that happened to Jeff Pratt.
It's the Pratt legend.
Yeah, I literally hear someone yell 4, and he hasn't even freaking teed off yet. So it's a good time. Everyone should come out and enjoy.
This is like a real Cinderella story.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a Cinderella story. He's a looper. He's got 240 yards to tee. He takes out a 9-iron. Oh, he got that one. Look at that one. It's a
A great movie.
I'm sorry, man.
Caddyshack.
Sorry about
I'm alright.
Okay, you know what? I'm not. We still vote up. Bring him on. Bring him on. Don't let him sit there.
There he is.
Are you there?
What's going on, gentlemen?
There he is.
Okay.
Old Dog in the house?
Oh, dog in the house. We were going to get into some of your favorite sporting events. We're going to get into little NASCAR.
Little NASCAR.
Little
NASCAR.
Now, Renee, do you have me some backup music for NASCAR? Attaboy.
Hey, I love NASCAR. I've been a NASCAR fan for 25 years.
That's what I'm talking
I go back
about.
to the Cale Yarborough days, babe.
Oh, look at him throwing some names out there.
NASCAR out there, man.
Oh, that's right. We got some NASCAR. So you like the Buddy Baker?
Oh, bring on that NASCAR.
You like me. You like me, little Rich Patty? You like some Rich Patty? That's your number one car.
Sometime
number 43, dog.
I can see Rich's anger level rising.
I go straight, then I turn left.
I turn left again.
Then I go straight, turn left.
Turn left. You know what? And when I get pissed off, I turn
left.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, you know where we were last week? Last week we were in Fontucky.
That's my hometown.
That's my hometown. Got me some inbreds in the town of Fontucky.
Yeah, Fontucky got some of that fried chicken.
Married me 3 cousins down there last year. I lost Courtney. I did it. I lost
He's
Courtney.
done. He tapped out.
I am a god. I am a god. Well, you know what? You know what, O-Dog?
Yes, sir.
I can't tell you I'm not just a little surprised that an African American living in New Jersey is a NASCAR fan. I'm just saying. I'm just
Hey, listen. Honestly, I go back to the Cale Yarborough days. I'm a car guy. I've always loved cars. I love racing. I've watched racing since I was a kid. I don't know what it was about it, but I think it was the little Matchbox cars I used to have. The Cale Yarborough car, because that was my favorite driver back in the day. I loved them.
Yeah, I like that Donnie Allison.
I love open wheel racing too. I just love cars and I love speed. So all that stuff appealed to me as a kid, and I watched it for the better part of 25 years.
I love that. I love hearing that from you, my brother.
All I
really
know is
do.
you've got New York values, if you know what I mean.
How can a Yankee appreciate
New York
the
values?
NASCAR? We don't race in New Jersey. Do we race in New Jersey?
New York City.
Oh my God! I'm telling you. Well,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
down here in Fontucky, we had Jimmy Johnson on the restart. Jimmy Johnson went on a restart. Kyle Busch, we love talking about Busch on this show. That's our favorite subject.
My favorite subject is Busch.
We like Busch, and it's Busch times 2 on the NASCAR circuit. You don't got one Busch, you've got 2. Which one do you choose?
Depends which one's my sister.
Well, let me ask you, Courtney, did they switch the M&M suit every week? Because that's one of the Busch's cars. Did they switch that M&M suit so a little change?
I like some M&Ms with some peanuts in it. For the love of God, what happened at Fontucky?
Oh! Well, Jimmy Johnson won, I believe, for the 6th time at Fontucky. Sorry about that. It was his 77th win, Rich, right? That was his 77th win, right? 77th win that pushes him into 7th place, pushes him ahead of Dale Earnhardt Sr., who died way too young. Yeah, you can cut the music now. But JJ, he's just killing it this year. He's got a fast car this year. He looks really strong in all the races. Wearing the Superman. I love the pit crew wearing the Superman thing.
Oh,
what was that all
Superman
about?
and Batman.
Yeah, what was that all about?
A new movie coming out.
Well, I know that, but why were they wearing them?
Because they're
Money.
sponsored by Superman movies.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, and
I
Junior
know,
was...
that's why I'm asking you. Why were they wearing
Oh,
the damn capes and not anybody else?
You know everything. I thought you knew.
Can we ask why Ben Affleck is Batman?
That I don't know, but
I think
That's a horrible choice.
I think that's an honest question.
I believe
I think it's a good question, and I wish they had a good answer for it, because I do not see him playing that role well.
Do you see yourself going to this movie?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I ain't paying $16 to go see this damn movie.
What do you think of the new
You see Ben
Batmobile?
Affleck?
There's a new Batmobile?
Hell no.
What do you think of that new Batmobile?
There's a new Batmobile?
There's
I
a new
didn't know this.
Batmobile.
Is there?
It looked pretty new to me. It was pretty badass.
Pretty
You liked
badass?
it?
For a stupid car.
For a stupid
I'm
car,
talking about
it
the
was pretty
movie.
Badass.
It's a movie here, Dad. We're not talking
That's
about.
some in-depth analysis for you right there. It's pretty badass for a new car.
That's pretty bad for a pace
It's pretty
car.
badass for a pace car. We got to put that out in Gotham City. Don't NASCAR go to Gotham City one of these days?
See, you got to call in Gotham City.
We're going to have the Riddler Mobile. We're going to have the Joker Mobile. And we're going to have the Batmobile. It's going to be a free-for-all. And
Man,
you know what?
guys are pretty offensive.
They might even put in a right-hand turn just to screw y'all up. What you think of that?
I question Robin's sexuality.
Oh, boy.
How many cars do you think were... David, how many cars do you think were at Fontana that drivers were from California?
Okay, I am going to give a guess. Well, one of them just retired because I know Jim Gordon was from California.
No, I'm saying Sunday. How many drivers were from California?
I'm going to guess out of 33 that start?
No, they dropped it down to 40.
They dropped to 40 from 40.
Is this fact necessary?
No, but I'm going to answer his question just to,
Yeah, to
he
shut his
built my
hillbilly
fucking
accent
shelf.
up.
I'm going to say 12.
8.
Okay?
I was going to say 6. I was going to say 6.
See?
That's a good ballpark.
See? O-Dog knows.
All
O-Dog
right.
knows what's going
Take
on.
us
Yeah, I would have guessed 6.
But
I
what
got
about
a
Dave's
question.
accent? Doesn't that piss you off a little bit?
I got a question. I got a question for you, Mr. Rich. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Big and rich.
There was one.
Yeah.
There was one bush that pushed another bush into the wall.
There's only 2 bushes I don't like.
No, there's 3 because Danica's racing, so we just gonna throw her in there with the triangle. We're gonna make that triangle bush right there. Okay, so. No, excuse me, it wasn't a bush. It was Casey Kane. My bad. My bad. I just want to talk about Bush so much. I just talk about Bush. Casey Kane put Little Miss Danica into the wall. Now, he was a lap down at the time he did this.
Women should not be driving.
They should be making sandwiches barefoot in the kitchen.
Why
right?
was she out of the kitchen? Why is she driving a car?
Right, she should be drawing water and churning butter.
Making babies.
That's what I'm saying.
And that was blatant. And when you hit a car in the right rear like that,
Right.
to me, that's attempted murder. Because those cars go around the track, they're getting sucked up to
Which
the
direction
outside
are they
wall.
going around the track?
And when you left, always left. And when you come down and hit someone in that right rear quarter panel, you're either sending them head into the wall, or what's worse is driver's door into the wall. And to me, that's attempted murder.
Well, I
pretty
saw
dangerous.
in all seriousness.
Isn't that why we go to NASCAR to watch them crash?
Yeah, but
I'm
there's
just,
rules.
but there-
I'm
there's
just
always
asking.
There's a
rules,
lot more
right?
to
There's
that.
got to be rules. And Ricky Craven, I saw an interview with him, and he was saying there's a rule. If you're a lap down, you do not interfere with a car that is on
On the lead lap.
over that.
Unless you're getting a lap dance.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if it's a
But
written
but-
rule, but it should.
But
it
he
should
said
be a
you
rule.
ask any driver, if you're a lap down,
Oh, they know.
you don't mess around, especially like you said.
Hey, Knocker.
Yes, sir.
Knocker, that's what we talked about with Josh when we were explaining driver etiquette after the Daytona 500.
Right.
You got to know better, and you're supposed to clear the way because you're not really supposed to engage because you're a lap down. And if they're on the lead lap, you know better, and that's intentional, and everybody knows it. You don't mess around with cars on the lead lap.
Now I'm with my boy Rich on this. If you're doing that on purpose and you're spinning that car with the G forces are pulling you to the wall, and you spin it to where now the driver's side door is exposed to that wall on collision, that's
not an accident.
Where does strategy and morality come into this, though?
what?
Where's the
Well, see, then
where's the
we get
line?
into that whole debate.
Strategy and
What-
morality.
what
where's
I'm
the
saying,
blurred line on that?
What I'm saying, Courtney, it's not a blurred line to most of the drivers, and my contention is this wouldn't have happened if it was Jimmy Johnson. This wouldn't have happened if it was Kevin Harvick. This wouldn't have happened if this was Joey Logano on that lap. The fact that it was Danica Patrick.
So it's a gender issue.
I believe that was part of the issue here. But
Oh,
still,
I don't know anything about that.
I might know something
gonna-
about that.
I'm going to say that.
You're saying that
only because
because she's a woman.
it's a rule
They
that
pitted her because she was a woman.
if you're a lap down.
No, I don't think it was that.
Well, I'm going to say there's unwritten rules.
I'm
in every
asking the
sport,
questions.
right?
Just asking a question.
If you're a lap down, you don't spin another car out, especially to the driver's side door, who's on the lead lap. You don't do it.
You don't
Hey,
spin
Knocker,
any
can I
car
jump in here for a
out.
second?
It's too easy to spin a car out, wreck them, and win the race.
Yeah, but why her? Why not somebody else?
Can I jump in here for a second?
Go ahead.
Now, here's the thing, though. It's like baseball. If you hit me, if you hit my guy, guess what? So my pitcher's going to hit your guy. So, Danica may have gotten knocked out this week, but I'm sure she's going to get some revenge at some point in the season. I would imagine that she's not going to let it slide if she's anything like the rest of those drivers. You know what I mean?
No, I understand that. I think she is. I think she has the balls to come back and put him in the wall, and I think that she's proven that before, that she's willing to repay you and get revenge on something done. But
And earn respect.
Right, but like my boy Rich
And
says,
so you got to do that. You almost have to do that, especially in her position, to maintain your level of respect. If you don't go out there and at some point put him into the wall, the people are going to say it's like, the bully. They're going to think you can be bullied and you can be intimidated. And, you got to go out. She's got to go out there and save face.
again, all that being said, if she does the same thing and turns the driver into the wall, driver's side exposed, and that guy gets hurt, what's the comeback on that? Because that's what they did to her, and they shouldn't have done that. You spin her into the infield, right? Or you get on her outside and you push her off the track towards the infield or what have you. This is something that's really. It is something to talk about. It really is.
I think you got to be very careful when you throw around a term like attempted murder, because in sports, the rules kind of change. Because you look at when Odell Beckham launched himself at Josh Norman. Okay, was that a football play? No. Was it attempted murder? Was it an assault? Was it battery? I mean, we don't want to start getting into those kind of discussions, because then you start saying, okay, where is the line drawn? And I don't know, it becomes a slippery slope. You know what I mean? How do you determine the guy's intent? Now, with Beckham Jr., it was intentional. You could see that, and probably with Kyle Busch, it was intentional. But, it gets a little hairy sometimes, and I think you got to be careful against throwing those terms around attempted murder like that. Especially when it comes to sports.
Go ahead, Rich.
I totally agree with you. Maybe the word's a little offensive, but when you said somebody in the right rear corner panel, there's no good coming out of it.
Right, they're spinning into the
criminal.
wall. You're
No, I
putting them
agree.
into the wall.
I agree.
You know it.
I agree.
And the
I agree with you.
The caveat here is it's the front straightaway on a 2-mile track. This isn't Martinsville. This isn't a short track where everything can happen.
Right.
This is the front straightaway on a 2-mile oval.
200 miles an hour.
At 200 miles an hour, where this thing shouldn't happen. And it's just really, I don't know, man. It's really iffy to me. It's really iffy.
So it's a recourse, though. What do you do in that case? Do you suspend them for a race? Do you,
Absolutely.
You fine them?
Absolutely.
We should have found out today.
Okay.
They made a decision. They called Kane into the
Oh,
trailer
did they
on
really? I
Sunday.
didn't know that, Rich. Did
yeah.
they really?
Oh, something's happening, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, at least
heck yeah.
NASCAR's on top of it. They're
How
not
about
just letting
Saturday
it
night,
fly.
the race the night before when Kyle Busch cut that tire on the last lap?
Didn't see it.
Oh, that was amazing.
What happened? Talk to me.
Cuts a tire. He's leading. He's got, 4, 5, 6 second lead.
Uh-huh.
And he cuts the tire down, blows it out, and he's still running. NASCAR didn't throw a caution, which he was still running, so I didn't see a need for a caution.
But that's still debris on the track.
Well, there wasn't. It all stayed on the car.
All of it? The whole tire?
Enough not to call. I agree with NASCAR on this, and that's just my opinion, but
So what do you think? Not to change. I'm not changing the subject, but I'm going to a different little thing. What do you think about the ground effects being changed? The drivers seem to love it because they get to drive the car a little more, and there's a lot more skill involved in NASCAR racing this year.
as a viewer, what do you think? The racing's fucking awesome.
Well, why say more? What else needs to be said?
I'll tell you what, at that race, my beer was a little bit warm, and my alligator nuggets were not fried.
So anyway, he cuts that tire down.
Oh, there you have it.
and Dylan comes creeping up on him and to pass him for the lead right before the checker flag. And Kyle Busch comes down. No, tried to push him up in the wall. He was going to wreck him for sure. Tried to wreck him for sure. And
so the Bush tried to get on top of him? Is that what you're saying?
Got wrecked by Bush.
Yeah. Got wrecked by the Bush because tried to get on top of him.
Nothing wrong with a little Bush on top. I like a little Bush on top.
I like a lot of Bush on top.
That's all we're
After 3 beers, Bush is on top. That's all I know.
But Kyle Busch is the reigning champion of the Winston Cup or Nextel Cup, whatever it is now.
Infinity, right?
Maybe Cup racing.
Well, Sprint
They
Cup,
change
Sprint
it every
Cup
year.
and Infinity. So Xfinity, isn't it?
Xfinity is Busch Racing.
Right.
Nextel Cup.
Okay,
Maybe.
go for it.
Or
Talk
I
to
don't
me.
even know.
Who cares?
The Cup racing, the Cup cars. He's a reigning champion on this thing, and both races, Saturday night and Sunday, he didn't do an interview, and he finished in the top 5, and that's in the rule book. If you finish in the top 5, you got to do an interview.
Right.
And he skipped them both. He got hauled in the trailer too, and that's the champion.
Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
He done.
To give you
That's some
guys,
Cheech and
He
Chong
done
for you.
skipped out that trailer.
He skipped
to give
out
you
that
guys
trailer.
an update on that, NASCAR never gave a ruling. They just wanted to hear Casey Kane's part of it, and they just declared it as an accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They just wanted to hear his explanation.
I'm sorry. She gets,
Yeah.
pardon the pun, but she gets screwed.
Yeah.
in all this.
It says
stuff,
it
man.
says
There's
Right
just
in the
no
bush.
respect.
after
There's no
leasing
respect for
NASCAR
rules
hauler,
racer.
Casey Kane said Danica incident was entirely an accident, and NASCAR just wanted to hear his explanation, so they never gave a formal.
It's
What-
never just
what's
an
the
accident.
explanation?
It was an accident.
It was an accident. That's literally what he said. I didn't know.
Car- Those cars don't turn left
Right?
by themselves.
There is no accident.
Right. All of a sudden, he forgot how to drive.
Right?
I didn't
All of a
see it.
sudden.
It was in my blind spot.
That was on the update.
Hey, hold
on
on.
that.
We're just about at the end of this
Yeah.
run here. Hey, I really appreciate you calling in, helping out with me tonight. as
Hey, man, it's
I'm
my
flying
pleasure.
Solo. Well, actually, I'm not flying solo because I have my buds here with me. But I appreciate you being on. So give your show a shout out and pimp yourself.
Nice
Hey,
talking to
man,
you.
thank you again. You know, I love the show. I love hanging out with you guys. My show's on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. We're called In the Game, and we're on BKS, the letters BKS, the number one radio.com, BKS1radio.com. And we just try to do it like you guys, keep it up to standards of good sports talk. Knocker, always a pleasure. And I'm sorry we're at conflicting times now, but, you know, I always call in after my show, man, because I love spending time with you guys. I love talking sports with you.
Well, I appreciate my brother from another mother, man. I really do appreciate your input, and thanks for hanging with us tonight.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
We'll catch you on the other side. Thanks to everybody here tonight. I love my intern. He's actually running the board tonight, man. First time on the ones and twos, man. How you like it? You all right over there, Cam?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Like, no, I'm actually freaking the fuck out.
I did that in traffic. That was all right.
I just love the Ivy League look, man. The long sleeve pinstripe
No, you
shirt,
don't.
and the slacks,
No, you don't.
and, you know, the little.
I thought he was your IT guy
Right?
coming in to like fix
Right?
the FiOS.
That's what I thought.
Right.
When he walked in, I'm like, "Oh, must have been technical
Renee
issues."
screwed up again. We got the IT guy.
IT
here.
guys
I
here.
secretly work for Google.
Right?
That's all
He's
I
got
do.
the little growth, you know, little 2-day stubble.
Yeah,
just,
you know, $100 an
giving
hour.
Giving that look. That look like, you know, haven't had time to shave because I'm too important to shave.
I just done
You know,
too important
sorry.
shave.
I'm too important to shave.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
Hey, soccer news. Dan Burlington, we have like 4 minutes left. Dan Burlington, what? What, my friend? I have me some bangers and mash.
Well, I'm going to cut that soccer news down.
We call that football in the UK,
Soccer news.
Well, this show's ending early today because there ain't jack shit that happened over the last 2 weeks. So,
Well, just talk about your love affair with the thing
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes, the fat head I put on your wall with the 4-inch nipples.
Every
How's that
night before
going?
I lay my head on me fancy pillow made of quite nice fabric, I look up and see Cristiano Ronaldo with no shirt and a defined 8-pack with crispy nipples.
And how does that make you feel, my friend? Do you feel like a man?
I feel quite giddy.
You feel like quite giddy?
Yes.
Now, let me
But
ask you.
honestly, there's nothing really that's going on. The UEFA just gave out their quarterfinals, and that's pretty much it.
Well, the silly nannies bested the Boston Knockers.
Well, thank you so much for that soccer news.
Oh,
report,
you're
Dan
so
Burlington.
welcome.
Go back to the pub, drown yourself in some warm-ass beer.
Oh, I'm doing that right now.
Soccer news.
All right, well, hey, tonight was a great show. We talked on just about every sports subject that we could talk about. Had a few phone calls. I want to thank my buddy, my perfect neighbor, Rich.
I want to thank you.
Friends for life, man. I really love you, my brother. Courtney, you know I love you, my man.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Keep it going strong, man. Keep
Appreciate
making your music. We're going to be friends for a long-ass time, man. Daniel, thanks for stepping in.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Renee, great job on the ones and twos.
Yeah, let's give it up for Cam.
Too bad you missed the herb for 3/4 of the show. Oh, what? What? It's here? I didn't think there was any here.
Yeah, you wonder why his drops were so
right?
key.
I wonder why you were so late and everything, man. You just like weren't as sharp as usual.
When he gets here late, he'll take off early to
I
make
got
up
it.
for it.
Yeah. So, are we gonna go out right now? Or are we still going, or what's?
No, man, we're gonna go out right now.
We're gonna go out right now.
Play us out with our
All
takeout
right, so
song. What is it?
I'm gonna take us out with this.
Are you gonna introduce it? You gonna pimp it or what?
Yeah. So this is called Cheech and Chong's Marijuana Song because I was late to the party. So I'm gonna play this.
Wow,
you guys just
man.
sit back, man. Listen. There's some good stuff. So
Go
here
that
you
thing.
go.
Go out smooth, my brother.
This is the Sportscast, Holmes. Hope you enjoyed it.
We'll catch you next Tuesday on the Sportscast. Thank you all.
got a thing for marijuana. Surrounds me like a sauna. When I get with you, I wanna tell the world how much I love ya.
I am a cannabis man. Got a joint in each of my hands. Mexican or Panama red. This true love will never end. Oh, how I love you. Marijuana, marijuana. Oh, how I love you. Marijuana, marijuana.
I'm in love with marijuana. Makes me feel just like an iguana. I know I like you like no other. In the morning, I'm always looking for you, man.
I am a cannabis man. Once again, got the grass in the back of my van. Colombian or Sansamia. I can't wait to feel you. Oh, how I love you. Marijuana, marijuana. Oh, how I love you. Marijuana, marijuana.
I'm in lust with marijuana. Feel it in my balls, man. So many